Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is about
Thanks.
5.5 minutes. You guys keep going back and forth.
Okay. So first off, your claim that, well, I don't like God. I don't like what he says. So therefore he doesn't exist. That's nothing new. And the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. And Richard Dawkins said the same thing. He said the God of the Old Testament is arguably
I
the
mean,
most
if it's true
claustrophobic,
that
homophobic.
God would kill homosexuals for being homosexuals, if it's true that God would want the death of women that cheated on their husbands, if it's true that God would want the death of children that disobeyed their parents.
See, again,
Yes,
those last two things you just said are straw mans. That's not even what I've ever said or advocated
Matt,
for.
I have you on.
You honestly believe that if somebody cheats on their husband, that's deserving of death?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I believe it. Why not?
Yeah. So first and foremost, the only way that somebody could become a homo, the Bible says, is the person has to first hate God. They have to just hate God. And the Bible says that the Spirit of God is wooing every man. And when somebody gets to that point where they're rejecting God, God finally takes that limiter off of them and turns them over to a reprobate mind. And so that's the reason why I believe that homosexuals are dangerous and that many of them are child molesters, because on a common sense level, a man that would have sex with another man would have sex with anything. And so, of course, I believe the U.S. Constitution applies. In fact, in the 1800s, it was perfectly legal if your wife was sleeping with another man to go in and just take the life of both of them. I don't advocate for that. I think that's wicked and sinful. I believe it's the government's job to execute criminals. But with regards to the homosexual community, you better believe that I have a severe problem with them. And we will never back down to the LGBTQ or whatever you want to call them.
What is up, you heathens and demons, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and today we're going to be talking about Christians. And don't worry, just despite the opening, we're not really going to be talking about he who has no soul today. Today we're going to talk about how Christians can defend he who has no soul. Christians who can take the side of he who has no soul. And we're going to briefly consider if Christianity is truly digressing back into some horrible, horrible shit. You know, for a brief period, I truly thought that this country was getting better, that we were progressing, we were advancing, we were truly becoming the America envisioned by our forefathers, or at least I like to think so. But then the Westboro Baptist Church came along, and then Fox News became conservative, evangelical Fox News. Politics and Christianity, at least right-wing politics and Christianity, became so intermingled, it's really hard to tell them apart. And like in politics, it seems that at least Christians are willing to play for the team no matter what. Now during that debate, and I watched it back a full time one time, I think I did fairly well. Despite mistakes, despite bait and switch, despite dishonesty, I think I nailed to the cross, so to speak. And what I truly didn't expect was for any Christian to support once he started with this hate speech, once he exposed himself for what he truly was. But unfortunately, it seemed most of the Christians in the chat were playing for their team. And we need to be very clear. Very clear. If you're going to support or defend a hate monger, a user of hate speech, a perpetuator of violence, if you're going to support or defend he who has no soul, then you are as bad as he who has no soul. You know, a few names really stood out of the people that were defending. You know, and I would have been interested, and maybe it was a ploy, but Praise and Sky Out were trolling Digital Hammurabi about a debate they chickened out of. So I didn't get to see if they would defend he who has no soul. But I did see Christians defending he who has no soul. And these are after he who has no soul's comments about how gay people are like Adolf Hitler. People like standing for truth. Jesus is Lord. And Nephilim free. Actively defended he who has no soul. Actively defended a hate monger. Which makes them a hate monger. But even more hurtful than that was this one guy. Now, maybe he will defend his comment, and I'll give him a chance to do so. But to me, the comment is rather indefensible. And this is directly after my closing statement, where I talk about how Matt's language has led to numerous death threats on me and my child. This is after that this one guy comments. He's talking about me. I think he says Nakasuchi, but I wrote I, but this one guy's talking about me. The raging atheist, or Nakasuchi, is putting blame on Matt for attacking Christianity, and he expects others to do the same. Now, it's not very clear what you mean by that, but I'm going to take a guess that I'm blaming for death threats that are the result of me attacking Christianity, and that I am expecting others to do the same. And if that's what you meant, this one guy, well, then I clearly have to tell you to go fuck off. You know, the scariest thing about Christianity is it would be so easy for them just to slip back a couple generations, or even a couple hundred years. It would be so easy for their interpretations of the Bible to start killing people that their Bible tells them they should. History has shown this. And I'm going to show it as I get into the witch trials. It's not so far in the distant past that people like he who has no soul can't lead a movement which would end in the death of me and thousands like me, or the deaths of LGBTQ plus people and millions like them, billions maybe, who knows, the deaths of women who make a mistake, or maybe fell out of love of their abusive ass husbands and fell in love with somebody else. A genocide of women, once again. Christians have done it before. And I don't want to dismiss all the good Christians out there that would stand against he who has no soul and the hateful speech that he puts out. And they are out there. I truly believe that Christian vlogger would speak out against he who has no soul and his hateful words. I know Christians in my personal life who I would truly think out would speak out against he who has no soul and his hateful words. But sadly, it seems like more and more Christians are willing to defend people like he who has no soul. And this is something that we need to watch very closely. What's up, guys? If you like my video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share me on your social media. Comment in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button. Watch what's next. Watch what YouTube recommends for you.
Tell all your friends how crazy Nakasuchi is. I'll see you soon.